If I enjoyed myself, I usually give it at least a 3-star.
She's hunting. But this is lunch, and then I'm watching He's Just Not That Into You. The financial decision I said I wasn't going to tell you about earlier. Horrifying. Just because, like, I love reading and I hate not reading. Do you guys want to meet my sister's cat? No, he doesn't want to meet you. Never mind. It's a smiley face. Hi, and welcome to Kev's Library. I am the aforementioned Kev. It is currently Monday, July 13th. Yes, it is the 13th. And welcome to another reading vlog. So this week, I have finally broken out of the reading slump I was in my last reading vlog, where I was pretending that I wasn't in a slump, but I'm finally out of it, partially because the two things working against me, which was Love Island and the World Cup. Love Island ended last night. Brinity winning. I voted, my vote counted, and the World Cup is winding down because the final is on the 19th. So I finally have time back to read. I have been a reading machine since the World Cup started slowing down, and we've gotten maybe like, one game a day to one game every 3 days, that kind of thing. So I jumped, I think, from 46 books read at the end of that vlog to 51 now, and it's only about a week or two later. Very exciting things. So I actually have 3 books I want to tackle throughout this week. 2 of them you've already heard of before because I mentioned them in my last reading vlog and then proceeded not to read them. So the first one I'm actually a little less than halfway through, and that's because I've been reading it this weekend, thankfully, and that is Girls, Girls, Girls by Shoshana von Blanckensee. In this one, you follow Hannah and Sam as they travel from Long Beach, New York to San Francisco, California, because they are secretly dating and they think that it's going to be like, the home of gay people everywhere. And when they get there, they realize San Francisco is expensive, and because they have money troubles, they decide to get the jobs that they can get, which is as strippers at the Chez Paris. However, things kind of start to deteriorate in their relationship, and I don't know if it's in their lives yet. I haven't gotten to that point yet, but Hannah hates stripping, and she meets this older lesbian named Chris, and she's like, "Oh, what if I just like kind of become her sugar baby?" And so she turns her relationship with Chris, who was a regular at the strip club, into a like escort situation, while Sam is like meeting other queer people and just getting out there and seeing the city and what it's like to be a queer person in San Francisco. And I'm assuming it causes a rift in their relationship. However, once again, I'm only a little less than halfway through. So this one is a buddy read. I've been reading it with Kaylee from @MermyReads on Instagram, and me and her both kind of fell off the wagon on this one. We've been texting about it, being like, "Hey, you read it? No? Amazing, neither have I." But I I'm gonna hopefully finish it. The next book I'm hoping to read this week is Operation Bouncehouse by Matt Dinniman. This is a buddy read with my friend Mallory, who is @mal.reads on Instagram. Operation Bouncehouse, you follow Oliver, who is on this planet called New Sonora. Kind of got terraformed by Earth like 100 years ago, and it is now like kind of just farms and all that stuff, very cut off from Earth. They keep getting these messages that are like, evacuate, evacuate. And they're like, well, how are we supposed to do that? Nobody follows up with them, nobody does anything. And then all of a sudden, these mechs start showing up, and the mechs are there to kill them, and they are being remotely controlled by people who paid for the video game experience to kill the people on New Sonora. So this should be quite interesting. I'm pretty excited to like keep reading it. It's been good so far. I just was in a slump, so I wasn't reading anything. And the last book I want to try and read this week is The Hardest Ones to Fool by Christina Lee. This is an advanced reader copy that I got off of NetGalley, so thank you to the publisher. The Hardest Ones to Fool is a YA murder mystery, and you follow Amelia, who is scamming like 3 different boys who are all rich so that she can, have great dinners, get good presents, stuff like that. And you know what? Slay Queen. But then somebody kills her best friend, and she thinks it might be linked to her scamming. And so she teams up with like her arch nemesis who's on the like school newspaper to try and figure out who killed her best friend, and also try and keep her secret under wraps because those 3 boys don't know about each other, and she has a different name with each one. So it's like she's trying to keep her scam going while also investigating her friend's murder. Quick reading update. I read 7% of The Hardest Ones to Fool during my lunch break. I'm enjoying it so far, but 7% is 7%. Now I'm going back to work. It's after work. I've already done a workout, ate dinner, done all that stuff, but I guess here's an update. Haven't read anything since my lunch break. Because here's the thing. After work, I went and I made a financial decision. Will I tell you what it is? Maybe. Maybe not. Anyway, I then came home. Grant and I went for a really short run because I've decided I want to try running again. Not sure I love it, but I don't think you're supposed to at the beginning, so there's that. And then we had dinner and we watched the first 2 episodes of Widow's Bay, which is like a comedy horror TV show. It's actually super fun and we're really enjoying it. But now we've watched 2 episodes, we're gonna stop and, you know, do other things with our lives. And I think I'm gonna read a little bit of Girls, Girls, Girls. So let's get into it. Okay, so guess what? The financial decision I said I wasn't going to tell you about earlier. I bought a camera. I bought a camera for filming for a couple different reasons. One, I was really tired of taking the videos on my phone and then it would auto back up to my Google Photos, and then every single day I'd be like getting emails saying, hey, your Google Photos is full. And I'd have to go in, make sure that they're backed up to where I needed them to be backed up, and then delete them. And it was just a lot of effort, and I didn't want to do that. I don't have to do that with a camera. An external camera has an SD card. I just take the SD card out. Boom. You've got it. Also, the camera I got, it can, like, send it to my phone if I wanted to, which I think is so fun for, like, if I take it to go and, like, take pictures if I'm out with my friends, because then it's, like, I can just drop that shit to my phone, basically. But I got a camera. So if it looks funky, it's because I haven't figured out all the settings. But isn't this so fun? This is so fun, guys. We did it. We got a camera. Let me give you a reading update before I wrap up Monday's part of the vlog. So, I am reading Girls, 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 and I also read The Hardest Ones to Fool by Christina Lee today. So in this one, Girls, 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 I am at page 158, which still puts me a little less than halfway. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it's very much a time capsule of the 90s. Can't confirm or deny because I wasn't alive, but I don't know, it just feels so 90s. And it is really interesting to get to see, like, Hannah come of age in San Francisco. I do kind of wish that we were getting some of Sam's point of view, because I feel like it would be really interesting to see what she's experiencing and what, you know, what her thoughts are, because I'm sure they're so different from Hannah's, but it hasn't happened yet, so I'm assuming that this at no point becomes a dual point of view. So I am also 7% into The Hardest Ones to Fool by Christina Lee, and that one I'm really enjoying. They're kind of just now setting up the mystery of it all, the disappearance, and you're kind of learning about, you know, the main character and all of her scams. I am probably gonna go lay in bed and read till I fall asleep. I will probably be reading The Hardest Ones to Fool by Christina Lee because that's on my Kindle, so I can read it in the dark. Okay, perfect. Happy Tuesday. I figured I would give you a reading update while I pack my lunch because I fear I have to pack my lunch. I'm running late. I am very lucky in my life because Grant, my boyfriend, editor, chef, he pre-portions me meals, which is so nice of him. He does not have to do that, but he does it because he loves me, and he knows that if he doesn't, I would probably just be bringing sandwiches for lunch, which is not a bad thing, but I don't even think I would bring sandwiches. It would just be like snacks galore, and that's it. reading update. So last night I read The Hardest Ones to Fool by Christina Lee. I read that before I went to bed. I got to chapter 4, which means I'm 17% of the way through the book. It's like a YA murder mystery. It's the biggest problem in her life right now, which is kind of crazy. I don't think an adult would have this problem. I mean, maybe some would, is that she is scamming 3 different guys and they think her name is 3 different names. She has 3 different birthdays. Like, it's a lot. I'm worried that she dug herself a little too deep trying to keep track of her stories with all of these guys. But also, get your bag, queen. Get your bag. So what the fuck am I gonna say? So I'm 17% of the way through this one. I hope that maybe today I could get, because I've only really read it for like an hour yesterday at lunch, but you know, I was distracted because I was also talking with my coworkers. So I really want to say it was maybe max like 30 minutes and then like 20 minutes before I went to bed. So I do think that like this one is gonna read very fast, especially because it is a YA book. I just read those faster than I would like an adult novel. So I think if I can like get to maybe 50% today because I just like dedicate some reading time to it, I think I will definitely be able to hit that. Okay, in true to form fashion, I read during my lunch break, and this is gonna be a really quick update because I have work. I'm at 52% of The Hardest Ones to Fool. I'm really liking it so far. I'm just reading it and I'm like, I can't imagine wanting to put this much effort into scamming people. Genuinely no clue who did it, what's going on. The sleuthing they're not sleuthing. I have a feeling the second half of this book is going to get pretty cuckoo bananas in terms of sleuthing, but 52%, not a lot of sleuthing happening. They're starting it, they're figuring it out, but yeah. Hi. So it's now 7 p.m. and I came home from work. I did a workout, took a shower, and now I'm sitting here. Now I'm going to start looking over the edits that Grant made to my mid-year freakout and like mid-year wrap-up tag video. So it should be out by the time this is posted, but it's basically just me answering like the mid-year freakout tag questions and then also going through like every book I'd read at the time of filming. So I think at the time it was 46 and now I'm at like 51, which kind of slays because I was in a really bad slump for like 2 weeks in July, and it was not July, in June, and it was like horrifying just because like I love reading and I hate not reading. And I wasn't even like filling the time that I would be reading with like a good hobby. Like I wasn't crafting, I wasn't, writing, and not that I write, but like doing anything like that I think would have brought me joy. I was genuinely like consuming World Cup games that filled me with anger, watching Love Island, which also pissed me off, and then scrolling on my phone, which also pissed me off. So it was like it was like 2 weeks of probably my worst mental state this year so far, which is saying something. I'm really glad to be out of that reading slump. And now I'm gonna just edit this video. Well, watch the edits because Grant is so lovely. And the way that our editing system works is that I go through and watch the raw footage and then I clip out everything that I don't want and all that, and then I give him basically like the clipped down version of like, here's the beginnings of the video, and then he'll go through and he'll do like spot editing to like take out like longer pauses that I didn't catch, and then also do all of the editing, so like answer like putting little graphics on the screen or anything like that, making like funny little zoom ins. He does all of those, and I really appreciate that he does that because let me tell you, I did them for my first video and I almost bashed my head into a wall because I'm a very particular person. I'm a perfectionist, but not to that extent. Like at a certain point I was just like, I'm so over this. So I'm very glad that he has taken it over and that he said that he would like to do that. So I'm gonna watch this video, see if I need to tweak anything, and then otherwise get it prepped to go up tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Because I'm trying to shoot for Wednesday uploads. My first upload was on a Monday. I think my next one is maybe on a Tuesday. So like, I don't know, Wednesday seems like a good place to stop and just do Wednesdays. So, a little midweek moment. Okay, so time has passed. I had dinner, and Grant and I have started watching this new show called Widow's Bay. Super good. If you're into horror but it's also like weirdly funny. Highly recommend. So I went through, checked all the edits and stuff, and so that is uploading right now to YouTube. And while we're doing that, I'm working on the thumbnail, and I do them all on Procreate. And usually what I do is I just take a screenshot from the video, because I fear that I am fighting a constant battle with remembering to take pictures of for my thumbnails. So I usually just take a screenshot from the video and then put it in Procreate and then, you know, doodle around it. We have spotted a wild pancake. There she is. In the wild. A pancake. Video is scheduled, yay. Thumbnail done, yay. We're gonna watch another episode of Widow's Bay, and I'm gonna read The Hardest Ones to Fool. Okay, so I am at chapter 14, which means I'm about 60% in. I am now gonna go lay in bed and keep reading for the night. We'll see. It says I have like an hour left, and it's only like 10, and I normally don't go to bed till 11, so I'm wondering if I can maybe finish this tonight, which I think would be maybe pushing it, but we shall see. Anyway, good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hello, good morning. So it is officially Wednesday morning, and I can confirm that I did finish The Hardest Ones to Fool last night, and I thought it was really good. I don't know, I'm still figuring out my thoughts on it, so I don't want to say too much. I know that I enjoyed myself, but I don't want to say too much once again, because I haven't finalized what I thought about it and the mystery and everything yet, so I want to give it some time. So maybe later today I'll give you that. Hello, miss. That was Pancake. But yeah, so I finished that last night before I went to bed. So today I am back on the girls grind and reading that. I'm hoping to get, let's see, I am on page 158. And so that is out of 366. So I'm gonna say I'm hoping to get to at least 200, I think, today, which is a little less than 50 pages. So girls will be my focus today. So hopefully I'm able to do that. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Okay, so it's almost 7. I do have plans with a friend to watch movies on like Discord in like 10-15 minutes. So I'm hopefully going to be getting some reading done today, because I also had like a big social hour at my work for lunch, so I didn't read anything at lunch. So hopefully I'll read something today, but I think I have gotten my thoughts together on The Hardest Ones to Fool by Christina Lee, because I did finish that last night. So it's a YA murder mystery, right? And it has multiple twists, which is kind of becoming a standard in murder mysteries now, where the first twist happens. If somebody's predicted it, they usually have a second twist, and then you're like, oh, I didn't see that coming. And what I think is really interesting about this one is that it takes all of my thoughts that I was having after the first twist, and it turns them on their head. So I don't want to give any spoilers, because it doesn't come out till August, and also, like, it's a murder mystery, you don't want to spoil it. The, like, conclusion of Amelia's best friend getting murdered, the, like, solving of it, it happens, and that's, like, the first twist. You get the conclusion. And I was like, okay, well, like, that kind of just fell in my lap, like, it wasn't really feeling, like, super satisfying. And then the second twist happened, and it was like, oh, well, I mean, that changes things. So I do kind of like that that's what happened, is that that first twist gave you the conclusion, and you were like, oh, okay. And, like, if you're like me, you were kind of unsatisfied with it, because it didn't really feel like it was investigated. Like, it just fell in Amelia's lap. Then the second twist happens, and it kind of turns on any thoughts that you have on its head, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, that's crazy. So I do think I liked that, like, the first twist, because normally a first twist, second twist thing, it can be kind of just like they're throwing shit at the wall. This one, it didn't feel like they were throwing shit at the wall. It was like, oh, this makes sense. However, what I wasn't really a huge fan of was the romance. So obviously Amelia is scamming like these 3 guys. She's dating them. But throughout the course of the book, she starts working with this girl that she thinks is like super annoying. She starts working with her, and I don't know if I really liked their romance, because that one actually kind of felt like it just came out of nowhere. Like, they were working together, they found each other super annoying, they had a conversation, and they were like, okay, like, let's call it truce, let's be friends. And then I just feel like at no point was it like, okay, yeah, like, oh, she's starting to grow feelings, and like, it wasn't like a slow burn, which it doesn't have to be a slow burn, but like, her attraction to Jackie wasn't explained for more than like a paragraph before they started kissing. And it's like, okay, like, that just feels like it was kind of like a here damn moment. I'm not really sure I loved the romance, but overall I think the book was good. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was very fast paced. I think overall it maybe took me like 4 hours to read if you add up all the time. And it's a YA book, so it's not like super challenging. But yeah, I read it pretty quick, and I think I enjoyed it. I mean, I think I'll probably give it like 4 stars, which if you guys haven't noticed is like mine, like my rating for like, yeah, okay, that was a good book. I enjoyed it, but also like I don't really know if it's like the best book ever in the entire universe. We're doing breakfast for dinner, and and what Grant made me, it's a smiley face. Good morning. So a little reading update. I did read like maybe 5 pages last night of Girls, Girls, Girls. I'm at 160. So 40 pages. Let's see if I can do that this morning. Okay, so it's almost 7 and I got to page 212 of Girls, Girls, Girls. I'm really enjoying it so far. I like Hannah as our narrator. I feel like she has just such an interesting perspective on everything, but also I feel like she, you know, it's a literary fiction. You're reading about her like coming of age, becoming who she is, and I think it's just really interesting to read because it's also like I'm watching her learn how to be an adult, take like responsibility for her actions, because she hasn't really been doing that. A lot of the things that she does that like Sam gets mad at her over, it's understandable that like Sam is upset, but then she'll always throw it back in Sam's face of like, well, this was your idea first. And it's kind of like Hannah also figuring out who she is without Sam, because I don't think they've ever like been apart. You know, it was one of those high school relationships where you know who you are because of who you are together with that person, and now they're not together, and it's really interesting to see how Hannah like figures out who is Hannah, who am I, blah 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 blah, because she has no freaking idea. Like, I'm at the part right now where she is starting to figure out who she is without Sam, because her and Sam have been in like this huge fight and they just have not been talking. And I don't know, I'm very intrigued to see where it keeps going, because like her grandmother is gonna visit, and I feel like that's gonna be like the breaking point of something. Either like it's like when Hannah and Sam are gonna break up, it's when Hannah breaks down and tells someone in her life everything she's been doing, because she's been lying to her family back home about what she's doing. Like, she hasn't told them that she was stripping, she hadn't told them that she kind of became a prostitute. And so I'm wondering if like it's gonna be the climax of that, or if it's going to be like this thing. There's so many possibilities of what could happen once her grandmother gets there, but I just know that that is going to be like the turning point of the book, where it all starts, like something happens and it starts winding down for the ending. But I'm gonna get ready so that I'm just like, you know, ready for work. I can leave whenever, and then I'm going to probably eat a little breakfast before I head out, and then go to work, because I have to work every day. She's hunting. She is hoping to see a squirrel, or a bird, or a pug. Squirrel is the most likely. haven't really talked since I got home from work, but if you saw the last couple clips, you will see that I was reading and finishing Girls, Girls, Girls. This is so exciting because if you saw my last reading vlog, you know that I was in a reading slump while trying to pretend I wasn't, and this was one of the victims of the reading slump. So I'm so glad that I was able to finish it and just put it to rest. So here's the thing, I finished it like an hour ago, okay? So I haven't had enough time, I think, to fully put thoughts and words together on how I feel about the book as a whole. However, I can tell you exactly what I'm feeling about the ending, and what I'm feeling about the ending is that I love endings like that. So, especially with lit fic, I fear that I love to hope. I fear that in my deep hater core, I am a little optimist, hopeless romantic about life. I think that there's always hope and that there's always another day, and that the sun will always rise. I particularly love when lit fics, especially ones as like emotionally charged as Girls, 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 ends with an ending that gives you so much hope. Like, the character still has so much life to live. So I fear that it always colors how I rate a book, because if the ending just has enough hope for me, I'm like, oh, extra star. An extra star for giving me hope and making me imagine a really great future. The TLDR is that I don't fully have my thoughts together on how I felt about the entire book, but I know that the ending alone maybe probably raised it like a half-star rating, just because I love hope. To recap all of the books I've wanted to read so far in this reading vlog on this Thursday evening. The first one was The Hardest Ones to Fool by Christina Lee. This is an advanced reader copy. This one publishes at the beginning of August and finished. Next one is Girls, 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 and I was buddy reading this one with my friend Kaylee, which, Kaylee, if you're watching this, genuinely, don't worry if you have not read it yet. There's literally no rush, my mood reader queen, because I am just the same. I am just the same. Finished this one, okay? And the third and final book I said that I wanted to try and finish in this reading vlog is Operation Bouncehouse by Matt Dinniman. Mallory, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I abandoned this buddy read. I was in a really bad reading slump. Doesn't mean I didn't enjoy the book. I am coming back into Operation Bouncehouse on page 74, the beginning of chapter 9. There is a total of, don't look at the ending, don't spoil the ending, don't spoil the ending. There's a total of 437 pages. So, I've got quite a bit to go. So I'm gonna eat dinner, and Grant and I are probably gonna watch either X-Men 97 or Widow's Bay. We're watching both of those shows right now. And then hopefully maybe get some reading done on Operation Bouncehouse, but I don't want to push it because I don't want to, like, you know, try to read too much in one day and then, you know, I get burnt out from reading again. So starting at page 74, let's see if we read any tonight of Operation Bouncehouse. Good morning. So it's officially Friday. Yay! I ended up not reading anything in Operation Bouncehouse last night, just because we had dinner late and then, you know, we were watching TV and then we went to bed. Let's do some reading. Look who's joining me. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Biggie. Psst, psst. Oh, she's like actively ignoring me. Because I know you can hear me. Oh, anyway, look who joined me. Okay, so it's now 7, so I'm gonna go start getting ready for work, but I got to page 92 of Operation Bouncehouse. I didn't read a ton because, if you don't remember, I started on page 74, so I read like 19, 20 pages, something like that, and I am still really liking it. I just think that I don't read a lot of sci-fi, and so I'm still having to, like, wrap my brain around it, and I definitely haven't read like anything from Operation Bouncehouse for like 3 weeks, so I did also have to, like, put it all back together in my head. Anyway, I'm gonna go get ready for work. And do you want to come with me, Loki? Come with me, come on. we're officially in my closet. Here it is. Let's check the weather. Ooh, okay, so it is 71 and cloudy, but it feels like 72, and the humidity is 76%. Also, we have a purple air quality warning, which is not good. I didn't even know it went to purple. It's higher than red. Okay, I'm dressed, but jeans and a t-shirt. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so I'm ready for the day. I've packed my bag to go. Since I am only doing a half day at work, I'm not gonna bring you with me. I mean, it's not like I've given any updates when I've been at work for the past couple days, just because I've been really busy, but I'm gonna get ready to go, and then hopefully I'll talk to you soon, especially about books, especially about reading. Let's hope I get some reading done. Oh hey, it's now 12 o'clock. It's actually closer to 12:30, but I am home from work, did my half day. I am going to watch TV, eat my lunch, and hopefully read a little bit of Operation Bounce House. For lunch, I'm gonna be honest, this is Kraft mac and cheese, but to dress it up a little bit, we have these like salmon skin chips. I got them from Costco, and Grant just like crushed up a bunch and we just put them on top because it's fancier. But this is lunch, and then I'm watching He's Just Not That Into You. Okay, so I've eaten and I've done a bunch of chores that I needed to do around the house. So now I can settle in and read Operation Bounce House. Let's see how far I get. Okay, I'll be honest, I have not read a lot, but I have finished my movie. Okay, but also, I feel like He's Just Not That Into You, the ending, is also exactly why I liked the ending of Girls, Girls, Girls and any other book ending where, like, it ends and the characters just have so much life ahead of them and, like, you can tell that they're excited for it. Or not tell that they're excited for it, but, like, that they're aware that they have so much life ahead of them and that, like, better days are coming. And I feel like that is the exact same kind of ending that He's Just Not That Into You is. Because it's like, look, they all still have their lives ahead of them and there's better days coming. I don't know. Am I cheesy? But I have read 10 more pages of Operation Bounce House. Once again, sci-fi has never really been my thing, so I'm actually like having to wrap my head around the concepts and remember things, because also it's been a while since I've read anything from this book. However, I don't know what Matt Dinniman's obsession is with this guy. So the main character's name is Oliver. His older sister, her name is Lulu. Like, thank God they're not, like, love interests, because I think that would actually be, like, maybe a deal breaker. But he's so obsessed with mentioning how little Lulu is. Like, he's like, oh, she's so teeny tiny. The body armor doesn't fit her, and she can't hold the guns like us because she's so little. And it's like, okay. Why couldn't she be, like, for lack of a better term, like, a regular size? Like, why is her... Or, like, she can be short, but we don't need to mention it all the time. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's giving she was so skinny and the wind blew and then she flew away. But I'm looking past it. We'll see what happens, I guess. So, I'm actually deciding to do a little Friday treat for Pancake, and I'm making her a lick plate, and I thought you guys would like to see it. Don't know why. So first of all, I take a Delectables, or just like any squeezy tube treat, and I squeeze it onto a plate. I will admit I'm being a little bad, and I gave her 2 squeezy tubes. And I try to, you know, keep obviously as much of it as I can on the plate, and then I just move it around with a spoon just to create these like tracks, basically. Save the spoon to give some to Pancake, obviously. And then I take a crunchy treat. So today I'm doing I'm also being bad and giving her multiples. So I'm giving her some greenies, and I like to just like try to put them in like the big globs just so that they kind of hold their place. And since I'm doing 2 types of treats, I'm only gonna do 4 greenies. And then the other one are gonna be these Temptations. They're chicken flavored, I think. Yes. and they're crunchy outside, soft inside. You take your beautiful lick plate, you freeze it for like 15 minutes. Et voila. You serve, they lick, and they eat. And I think it's also a form of enrichment, which is always good because you should always enrich your cats. Hello! I'm in my sister's house. Here's her dog. You're so cute. If you hear squeaking, it's because he regulates his emotions with the squeaker toy. Anyway, reading update. What did I get to today? Let's find out. 122 on Operation Bounce House. I was just talking to Mallory about it, and I was like, dude, Mallory pointed out that, like, immediately it's into action, and I was like, you're actually really right, because I was talking earlier about how I'm having trouble wrapping my head around the sci-fi of it all. I think I'm just having trouble wrapping my head around the world, because there's, like, no world building. You just find it out while it's happening, and you're like, okay, got it. What's very exciting, my sister got me books because several days ago, like a week or so ago, I was rewatching the Mike's Mike appropriately unhinged recap of Pretty Little Liars, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should rewatch the show. But then I was like, oh, or I could reread the books, because low-key the books were better, because we all know how the show ended, and it was bad. And so I wanted to get the books, but only the first 8, because after that it gets cuckoo bananas, and I don't really care. And she went to a bookstore in Richmond called I Love You So Much Books, which is like a mix of secondhand and new books, and it's owned by a Filipina, so shout out. And for $20 total, all 8 of the Pretty Little Liars books I wanted. This one's open, and the box is she's a little dinged up, but it's okay. She's fine. The other one is literally brand new in saran wrap. So the first 8 are like peak Pretty Little Liars in my opinion. So like the first, obviously it's like 4, so it's like, you know, 4 books, one for each girl kind of, and these are insane. Maybe I'll read them. Maybe I'll read them into a video, because I haven't read them since like freshman year of college. Amazing. I love them. But anyway, that's my reading update for today. Oh, I also listened to about an hour. Hello. Do you want to say hi? Do you guys want to meet my sister's cat? No, he doesn't want to meet you. Never mind. On the way down, I convinced Grant to listen to Crime and Punishment on audiobook. So we listened to an hour of that. So we are, I think, maybe like 38% in. Not very far, because it's a 20-hour audiobook, and I think I'm on like hour 8. So that's cool. I listen to that when I have the time. I didn't really mention it for this reading vlog because it's not really something I read a lot. It just happens sometimes. Anyway, good night. This is my sister's cat that didn't want to meet you. Do you want to hold hands? Yeah? Okay. His name is Dandelion, and are you ready for it? Boom. One eye.
Whoa.
I got a 3-legged cat. She's got a 1-eyed cat.
Like that, Kev?
Boom.
Just
He's in a cone
like
because he can't be contained. He gets ear infections. This is my sister's doggy. Hello. Psst, psst. Bye. Get over here. Get over here. No? Okay. There you are. Hello. Oh, look how cute he is. He's a German Shepherd. And he has anxiety. Happy Saturday. Rolled egg rolls this morning with my sister because we're going to a party and she said she'd bring egg rolls. Did my hair. Hope it looks okay. I think my bangs are going to come out of it quickly, so I'm just going to go ahead and just pull some of those pieces out. But I didn't read any more of Operation Bounce House last night, but I did end up starting another eARC. Hi, Grant. But I did start an eARC of this one called Camp. Oh, no, it's not camp. It's set at a camp, but it's called Gingerbread Bones. I thought it was gonna be Christmas themed because it's called Gingerbread, and I just assumed gingerbread is Christmas. But actually, it is about like these teens who are on a reality TV show where they go into the wilderness and they're troubled teens and they have to like work together, but then like murder happens, murder and mayhem. So that should be fun. It's for the like the Camp NetGalley thing. I don't know what the badges are for, but I do enjoy winning things. So I'm reading that. I only got a couple chapters in, so I don't really have too many thoughts, but I mean, I like it so far. It is YA, so there is a chance that it'll probably get like YA cuckoo bananas in the way that YA sometimes does, but I think it'll be good. But yeah, I'm gonna go to this party with my sister and Grant, and I probably won't really be reading a lot today. Might not read at all, because I didn't read this morning, because I wanted to watch a movie and scroll on my phone. Sue me. So my sister gave me these bookmarks literally like 6 months ago, and I've just, every single time I go to like pick them up, I forget. So they are bookmarks for the Raven Cycle. This one has Gansey. There is a little close-up of the art. And then the other one is blue. A little close-up of the art. And so I finally remembered to get them this time. And I love them. I love blue, I love Gansey, I love them as separate people, I love them as a couple. Another thing I got from my sister, wait. It's the Minions and Monsters popcorn bucket, but it spins, because inside it's a zoetrope, so you know, like when it spins and then it, like, it's a picture, it's like a movie, but I don't know if you guys know this. If you've seen the movie Nope, you'll know about it, where like the first like movie is a black jockey riding a horse, and in Minions and Monsters, they're like silent movie stars, and so they redid it where it's a minion riding a horse. But I love the Minions, so I was really excited to get this one.
Hi, happy Sunday. I figured I would give a little reading update and probably just wrap the vlog up here, because I am going to a birthday party, and then after we get home, like, we gotta get ready for the week, so I'm not sure how much reading is actually gonna be happening. So I figured, let me just wrap this up. So at the beginning of the vlog, I said that I wanted to get through 3 books, and that is The Hardest Ones to Fool by Christina Lee, which is an advanced reader copy, and that is publishing on August 4th. Finish my buddy read of Girls, Girls, Girls by Shoshana von Blanckensee, and then finish my buddy read of Operation Bouncehouse by Matt Dinniman. And so I can say that most of that was done. I was able to finish The Hardest Ones to Fool by Christina Lee. I think I've landed that I'm probably gonna give it maybe like a 3.5, 3.75 stars, just because there were some things that I didn't really like as much, but it was still like an enjoyable read, which if I enjoyed myself, I usually give it at least a 3 star. As for Girls, 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 I think I'm gonna land around maybe like 4.25, because I was able to finish that one, and I really did enjoy it. I liked it. I loved Hannah as a narrator, and I loved the ending, so I am gonna give that like a 4.0, 4.25. I'm still noodling on which one I want to give. And then the third one was Operation Bouncehouse by Matt Dinniman. I was able to get to around the 120 page mark, which isn't as far as I would have liked, but it's more than nothing, so at least there's that. I also did end up starting a 4th book, just because I have a lot of advanced reader copies that I really want to get through, because there's like 4 that are publishing on August 4th. I'm trying to get those out of the way, and I've put myself kind of on a ban where I'm not requesting anymore, and I cannot get sucked into the read nows unless it is like specifically emailed to me by like a publishing company, because then I'm like, well, I'm on your list, like. But I am trying to limit the amount of ARCs that I'm getting, because I have too many, I think. I have a little too many. And so I'm reading Gingerbread Bones, which is not Christmas related at all, so I'm gonna be honest, the title made me think it was Christmas related, but it's not Christmas related at all. It's actually like, you know, a YA thriller murder mystery, and I'm liking it so far. I'm only like 2 or 3 chapters in, but it is about like a group of troubled youths who are on a reality TV show where they have to go and like survive in the woods, and I'm assuming the horrors ensue, so that should be very fun. Yeah, that's what I've been able to read this week, so very exciting stuff. thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed yourself, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever you'd like. If you saw any books that you want to talk to me about, definitely let me know. I'm always happy to talk books. But otherwise, have a great rest of your day, night, morning, week, whatever. Smoochies. Mwah.